Yes, Rodolfo? Do you have any questions about the exercises?
Hello, teacher. Yeah, you said we need to do those exercises to correct grammar mistakes, right?
Yes, and that's right because you made a lot of grammar mistakes in your last exam.
Yeah, okay, but learning grammar is not necessary. Teacher, why do we have to do that?
Learning grammar is not necessary? Why do you say that, Rodolfo?
Because I watched a video on YouTube. It was a famous YouTuber. He said that grammar is not important. He said the main purpose of the English language is to communicate. The basic purpose of any language is communicating the message to another person or the receiver. For example, when you order a coffee in English, you just have to make the seller understand what you want. How you speak English doesn't matter to the person taking your order at the counter. Even the people living in English-speaking countries have different accents, pronunciation, formal and informal usage of words that make it different from the English used in other countries, for example, American and British English. Thus, grammar isn't that important while speaking. I don't need to practice grammar anymore. So, I'm not doing those exercises, teacher. I don't need to do that, grammar is useless.
I see. It's good you search for information about learning English. Watching videos on YouTube helps a lot when you learn English, so that's great. Nevertheless, what you just said about grammar, I don't agree with that, Rodolfo. Grammar is important, and I'll give you some reasons why you have to learn and practice your grammar.
But, teacher, the YouTuber explained that the main purpose is communication, and grammar doesn't matter that much.
Well, Rodolfo, let me explain. As the world becomes more digitally connected, good grammar is more important than ever. First, we need to understand something. What is good grammar? Proper grammar follows the accepted conventions of sentence structure, punctuation, and spelling. Grammar applies to both written and spoken language. You need to know that grammar exists to make communication easier. It's a way to standardize how we use the English language, which cuts down on communication errors. Poor grammar leads to confusion and misunderstandings. Everything is online these days, which means people are constantly reading, from email and social media to news articles and online learning. We are using written language more than ever. This means the chance for misunderstandings is even higher. Good grammar builds bridges by making effective communication easier. Thankfully, as the world becomes more connected through the internet, we now have technology to help us avoid grammatical errors. The first reason why you should learn and practice grammar is that it demonstrates professionalism. Whether looking for a new job, marketing a product or service, or writing, how you speak and write impacts how people perceive you. Having good grammar helps you come across as more intelligent, educated, and professional. Poor grammar can put off clients, particularly when you have to write an important email message or those kinds of things. A single mistake isn't a big deal, but many grammar errors suggest poor attention to detail. Elon Musk reportedly fired some of his employees for typos and grammar mistakes in important communications, and that's true. So, if you plan to lead others, good communication skills and good grammar are really important. Another reason is that it encourages better communication. Sometimes it's acceptable to use colloquialisms and ignore grammar rules when writing to a family member, sending a text, or even some personal social media messages. However, readers outside of your inner circle might not understand the intentions behind this type of writing. They might even find an email rife with errors offensive. It happened to me. The best way to ensure somebody understands your meaning is by following basic grammar rules. Another reason why you should practice grammar is that it improves your listening skills. When you watch a video or listen to a podcast, you recognize words and sentences. But those sentences, all sentences, have a grammar structure. You have to know it. So, if you know the grammar structure, you will be able to recognize more sentences properly. Learning grammar also ensures clear communication at all times. Grammar is the foundation of effective and clear communication. Good grammar indicates credibility. I'll tell you something that happened to me some days ago while I was checking my email. I got an email from an important company to sponsor the channel. It looked really well, but that email had some grammar mistakes, so I didn't reply to the message. It could be a scam. There are many factors why you should practice grammar, but I will be honest with you, learning and practicing grammar is not easy. Too many rules to memorize, it's tiring. So probably the question should be, what is the best way to learn grammar? Well, I have been teaching English for more than 15 years, right? I can tell you something, there's not just one way to learn grammar. Seriously, I had thousands of students, and not everyone learned grammar in the same way. Some of them like to sit and memorize the rules, then apply what they've learned through exercises. Others don't like memorizing, or they just find it frustrating and very difficult, so they prefer to read and associate the sentences to know what is the correct way to build them. Some people like practicing grammar by watching videos on YouTube. There are many videos on YouTube about grammar. Conversation videos are a fun way to learn it. For example, here in the channel, you could see many videos about grammar topics, and you can also see the text, so you can practice reading and writing if you prefer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's important to learn grammar, but there are many ways to do it.
Yes, teacher. Now I understand. I will also practice my grammar, I promise. I don't want to make many grammar mistakes while speaking, that looks terrible. But you said there are many ways of learning grammar. Can you tell me more about that?
Great, Rodolfo. I'm pleased to hear you're open to practicing grammar. So, considering different ways to learn, what method do you think would work best for you?
Well, I think I'll try a mix of reading and writing. Also, I might give those language exchange sessions a shot to practice in real conversations.
That sounds like a solid plan. Reading and writing are excellent for understanding grammar in context, and language exchange will help you apply what you learn in real-life situations. Just make sure to stay consistent with your practice.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. But what about those interactive apps? Are they any good?
Absolutely, they can be helpful. Interactive apps often make learning more engaging with quizzes and games. They're a fun way to reinforce grammar concepts. You might want to try a couple and see which one you find most enjoyable.
Alright, I'll check them out. And, teacher, do you have any recommendations for language exchange platforms?
There are several platforms like Tandem, HelloTalk, and Conversation Exchange. You can explore them and find a partner who wants to learn your native language in exchange for helping you with English.
Cool, I'll look into those. Thanks for the tips, teacher.
You're welcome, Rodolfo. Remember, learning grammar is a journey, and it's okay to try different methods until you find what clicks for you. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. Happy learning!
Thanks, teacher. I appreciate your guidance. I'll definitely give these methods a try and see how it goes.
That's the spirit, Rodolfo. Learning a language is a gradual process, and the key is to stay persistent. Now, let's talk about setting some achievable goals. How much time can you commit to practicing grammar each day or week?
Maybe around 30 minutes a day. I have some free time in the evenings.
That's a good start. Consistency is more important than the amount of time. Now, let's set some specific goals for the next couple of weeks. How about finishing a grammar exercise set or writing a short paragraph each day? It doesn't have to be overwhelming, just something manageable.
Yeah, that sounds doable. I'll aim for that.
Fantastic! And remember, it's not just about correcting mistakes, but also understanding why they happened. If you encounter any challenges or have questions, jot them down. We can discuss them in our next session.
Sure thing, teacher. I'll keep track of my progress and questions.
Perfect. I'm confident that with consistent effort, you'll see improvement in no time. Keep up the good work, Rodolfo.
Thanks, teacher. I'm looking forward to it. See you in the next class.
Obviously, only if our subscribers like that idea. If so, let us know by commenting on this video. I hope viewers liked this conversation. If they could improve their English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. And if they want to support this channel, they can join us or click on the Super Thanks button. Thank you very much for your support. Take care.